The last passenger. The clock struck midnight as Raj, a seasoned bus driver, began his shift. Route 13, they called it, one of the quietest and loneliest routes in the city. It was a stretch of road that snaked through dark forests and deserted villages, ending at a place simply called Last Stop. Raj had driven this route countless times, but tonight felt different. A strange heaviness lingered in the air. The bus rattled through the empty streets, stopping occasionally to pick up a passenger. Each person looked tired, ordinary, students, workers, travelers. But Raj noticed something odd as the journey progressed. The bus, though initially half full, began to feel emptier. At first, he thought passengers were simply getting off at earlier stops. But then he saw it. At the third stop, a young man boarded. He looked pale, with shadows under his eyes. Raj greeted him, but the man didn't respond. As the bus pulled away, Raj glanced in the rearview mirror and froze. A woman who had been sitting in the back row was gone. Maybe she got off, Raj muttered to himself, trying to shake the unease. At the fourth stop, an elderly man climbed aboard. He carried an old suitcase and gave Raj a weak smile. As the bus rolled on, Raj checked the mirror again. This time, the young man from earlier had vanished. Raj's chest tightened. No one had rung the bell to get off. No doors had opened. The passengers were disappearing. The bus reached the penultimate stop. A teenager wearing headphones and a hoodie boarded. His face was pale, and his eyes darted nervously. Raj wanted to ask him if he noticed anything strange, but something held him back. When Raj looked up again, the elderly man and another woman were gone. His hands trembled on the wheel. He pulled the bus to the side of the road and turned to face the remaining passengers. Is anyone seeing what's happening?" he stammered. The teenager looked up, confusion clouding his face. "What do you mean?" Raj's voice cracked. "People are disappearing." The teenager shook his head, muttering, "You're imagining things, old man." Raj gripped the wheel and kept driving, his mind racing. He thought about stopping the route entirely, but a force, almost like a voice, seemed to whisper in his mind, "Finish the journey." Finally, the bus rolled to a stop at its last destination. Last Stop wasn't a station or a town. It was an empty dirt lot, lit by a single flickering street lamp. Beyond the light was a small hill, and on it, an unmarked grave. Raj turned around. The bus was empty. The teenager, too, was gone. The grave seemed to call to him. Unable to resist, he stepped off the bus, his boots crunching on the gravel. The air was icy, and the wind whispered his name. As he approached the grave, he saw something new, a freshly dug hole, just big enough for a man. And next to it, a wooden sign with scrawled words, "The driver is always the last passenger." Raj spun around, but the bus was gone. Only darkness surrounded him. He screamed, but the night swallowed his voice. In the distance, the faint hum of an engine echoed. Another bus was coming down the desolate road. Its headlights pierced the gloom, and Raj watched in terror as it slowed to a stop. The doors creaked open, and the driver, looking eerily like him, waved at him to climb aboard. And the cycle begins again.